Hey guys, I'll be back at you with another story about overnight airplane mechanics. The regional airport in northern Montana had been half shut down since the early 2000s. Only a couple of crop dusters and a medevac helicopters still based there. The main hangar, a cavernous Quonset hut from the 50s, was supposed to be empty except for one Beechcraft King Air that the FBO kept promising to sell but never did. Tucker took the overnight maintenance shift because it paid double and nobody else wanted it. He was 28, AEP certified, fresh off a divorce, and figured the quiet would help him think or not think. The hangar lights were motion sensor only after midnight to save power, so most nights it was just his headlamp, the smell of Jet A and old oil, the occasional creak of settling metal. The King Air N something tail number faded was parked in the back corner, cowlings off, waiting for new prop seals that had been back ordered for months. Tucker had been chipping away at it slowly, fuel system checks, control cable inspections, the usual. One night around 3 a.m., he was under the left wing, torquing flap actuator bolts when the hangar went dead quiet. Not just quiet, the kind of silence that presses on your eardrums. No wind against the tin roof. No distant semi on the highway. Even the fluorescent buzz overhead had stopped. He slid out on the creeper and stood up, his headlamp beam caught something odd on the cockpit windscreen, a handprint, fresh, 5 fingers splayed, palm pressed flat like someone had leaned into it, look inside. But the plane had been locked, keys in the office safe, and the print was too small for his hand. Slender, almost delicate. Tucker laughed it off, probably his own from earlier, condensation or something. He wiped it with a rag. The print smeared but didn't disappear. It looked oily, like it had been made with something thicker than sweat. He climbed the step ladder to check the cockpit. The door was still latched. Inside something smelled wrong. Not avgas and leather, but something metallic and cold, like pennies and frost. The yoke had shifted slightly, maybe a quarter-inch left. He hadn't touched it in days. As he reached to straighten it, the stall horn blared short, sharp, like a scream cut off. He jumped back, heart slamming. The horn shouldn't sound on the ground without airspeed. No pitot cover, no power applied, just blaring. Then it stopped. Tucker climbed down fast. That's when he heard the footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming from the far end of the hangar where the old parts shelves were. Heavy boots on concrete, but dragging a little like a person was tired or hurt. He swept the headlamp. Nothing. Just shadows and toolboxes. The footsteps stopped right behind him. He spun, empty. But on the floor, right where he had been standing moments before, another handprint, same size, same oily sheen, and leading away from it, a trail of small, wet footprints toward the King Air's tail. Tucker backed up until his shoulders hit the wing. The plane's right engine, still cowled open, made a soft, metallic click, like something inside had shifted. He forced himself to look up. In the open engine nacelle, wedged in between the turbine blades and the accessory gearbox, was a shape. Small, pale, curled, fetal. A hand. Not attached to anything, just resting there, fingers slightly curled, as if waiting to be pulled out. Tucker didn't scream. He ran. Outside, out the side door, across the ramp, into the FBO office, locked himself in, called the sheriff on a landline because cell service dropped inside the hangar perimeter. By the time deputies arrived 20 minutes later, the hand was gone. No prints, no footprints. The stall horn never triggered again. The engine bay was clean, spotless, like someone had wiped it down. They wrote it up as fatigue hallucination. Tucker quit the next day. Never went back for his tools, but the King Air is still there. Last winter, a ferry pilot picked it up to fly it to a new owner in Idaho. File IFR took off at dawn. ATC lost radar contact over the mountains 30 minutes later. Search teams found the wreckage 2 days after. Wings folded forward, tail snapped, cockpit crushed, no fire, just impact. In the preliminary photos leaked online, one detail stood out. The pilot's yoke had been moved hard left, as if someone had yanked it in the final seconds, and it, on the windscreen clear as day, in the NTSB close-up, was a small, perfect handprint, oily, fresh, like it had been pressed one right before the end. Tucker still checks FlightWare sometimes, just to see if N number pops up anywhere. It never does. But on windy nights in Montana, pilots swear they hear a stall horn blaring from empty hangars, short, sharp, like a warning that came too late. Thanks for listening, guys. See you in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.